Breaking performance for you guys. How much of a confidence booster is that?
Yeah, definitely. I think, we knew GWS were going to be a really great team coming in, and they sort of showed that in that first half, and their handball change were really effective. And we knew we sort of needed to bring the pressure, and they really sort of fought arm in arm with us in that first half. And then I think to be able to continue that role and finish with a really strong second half was great. And like I said, we can take a bit of confidence away from that, and hopefully we can continue that performance rolling into the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it did seem that they were fighting with you arm in arm in that first half. What was the messaging from Doc in the second kind of half there?
Yeah, we knew obviously they come out quite hot in their first half. They performed really well in there, and he sort of knew that we needed to kind of match that pressure for that first half. And we think we did that pretty well. Maybe that second quarter we potentially dropped off a little bit, and their handball change started to be able to weave through us pretty easy. So once we sort of locked down on that in that second half, I think it made it a little bit easier that we could sort of flow on from there and have a good win.
When it all started to click, was there like a little bit of a feeling like we're on here?
It's always hard. Like, I think in the AFLW you don't really have that real we're on here moment. It probably wasn't until that last quarter, I think, when we got those really two early goals, you sort of start to breathe a little bit easier, and then you can sort of continue on from there. But I think in that last bit, I think we kicked 6 or so in the last quarter, which from there obviously gives you a bit of confidence that you can finish quite strong. And I think it was a really fantastic performance from everyone.
Career high 4 goals for you. How did you rate your own personal?
It was a very good day, and I'm obviously very happy to be able to get the 4. But that doesn't come without the hard work of others. And I think Jess Waterhouse was a really big pillar in that for us, and she had that team first mentality. And she could have kicked a couple, but she sort of gave it away to others. So I think the work rate from our defenders and our mids was phenomenal on the day, and they allowed us opportunity and space to be able to finish. And I think we had 11 different goal scorers or something like that as well. So a lot of girls were able to get on the board, which was fantastic.
Edmarinoff had a bit of a blinder as well, 40 disposals for her. How did you rate her performance?
Yeah, Noffy's a bit of ever, isn't she? So she's a consistent performer for us each week, in and out. And I think she had a bit of leather poisoning after the game, but she's a phenomenal leader and a phenomenal player, and she's a key component for our team. And her work rate is outstanding. As you see, it's a big oval down there in Canberra, and she was sort of everywhere around it. So it's well deserved, and she works amazingly hard week in, week out for us.
What were the celebrations like for you guys in the change rooms after the fight back?
Nah, they were pretty low key. I think we're all a bit cooked from the weather, to be honest. We sort of got in and sang the song, and then everyone sat down or laid on the floor and had their recovery, and then we sort of packed up and headed straight to the airport. So, it's one game in the season, and we're still very early on. So, you don't want to be having big celebrations, but you want to be able to enjoy your moment when you have it. So, something small always works well best for us, and then we sort of continue on and head home and work for the next week.
Haven't dropped a game this season, and obviously then a club high win. I guess how much confidence does that give you coming into the midway point of the season?
Yeah, obviously it's really important in the AFLW when you have a shorter season to be able to get wins on the board early. It can definitely help you in the back end, and we've got some great teams coming up with the next couple of weeks. So that'll be a big key component for us to see where we are and where we match up. But yeah, you take little bits of confidence through each game. There's still areas that we need to build on, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks we can continue to work on that. I think our starts have probably been a little bit slow in the last couple of weeks, and we tend to build towards the back end. So if we can try and start fast and continue that through, that'll be a great move for us. So there's still bits and bobs to work on, but yeah, the position we're in is obviously a great outcome for us.
How do you kind of rectify those slow starts, I guess?
I guess it's hard. I think every team, you sort of run off that adrenaline and everyone comes out really hot in the first half, and it tends to sort of be that tussle of who can hold on the longest. And, we pride ourselves on our fitness, and that sort of allows us to be able to run out. But ideally, we'd probably like to finish a little bit more accurately. We probably had some issues in the first half with our ability to finish on goals. You've sort of seen we've been kicking, high numbers of goals, but probably high numbers of behinds as well. So if we can sort of tweak that area and maybe just, calm down a little bit, we tend to sort of go all guns blazing and come out really fast. So if we can cool that down and just, methodically hit our targets and try and finish, that'll probably help us as well.
I guess, do you bring that confidence into this Gold Coast game, or do you put the game to the back of mind for this week?
Gold Coast have been playing really well as well. They've got a really great brand of footy, and they've come out and produced some great games. So we know it's going to be another tough one, and we'll go through our learnings tonight, and we'll do some education tonight at training, and we'll sort of carry bits and pieces through. But it's a new week, it's a new team, so we'll sort of put that game behind us and focus on what we need to do to hopefully overcome Gold Coast on the weekend.
How much does this start put you in good stead for another premiership?
Oh, it's real early on. Like, obviously, like I said, you want to be able to start well, and we've done that, which is really nice. But like I said, our home run is it's going to be really hard. We've got some really great teams coming up. We've got Brizzy, North, Melbourne, the likes of those, and they've been doing really well as well. So, yes, you take confidence from the start of the season, but you know that we've got a lot of work to be able to do to come home and finish strong, and we'll sort of look towards that as we come up. But our main focus is Gold Coast this weekend, and see what we can do to hopefully come over the top of that.
Who do you guys feel like the team to beat is this season?
There's definitely been a couple. Like, we've sort of all been watching the games pretty closely as they've gone, and you've got North, you've got Brizzy, you've got Melbourne as well, undefeated. So Melbourne, I think, are playing a really fantastic brand of football, and they've always produced a great, part of footy, and they're going to be really tough. And then even North as well are another one. So there's our home run's pretty fierce, and those teams have been doing really great. So that top three is probably pretty tight around each other. So it'll be exciting to see when we come up against them how that sort of outcome looks.
How do you dismantle Gold Coast this weekend?
Honestly, I have no idea. We'll speak to our coach and things like that and see what he says to us tonight. But I think for us, our run is really important, and we've got some real great speedsters on the outside in Nim, and she's been playing fantastically well for us. And our defenders have been standing up. We've got a really young defensive line, and I think they've played fantastically well over the last couple of weeks. So I think our run is probably one of more of our weapons, and if we can continue to sort of run off and utilise our great players like in the likes of Noff and Hatch, have been phenomenal for us as well. I think Caitlin Gould up forward and DP running through the middle. So I think if we can sort of use our speed and work our way forward, then ultimately that can hopefully end in a win, which would be nice. But we'll have to see how we go.